Ex-soldier. Yes, that might do. Vladof Ursa core, if I'm not mistaken.
What's good, everyone? This is ChefBoyJP, and this is my new Ursa Corpse Moze build. Ursa Corpse Moze is a high-tier build capable of clearing any content in the game with ease. This build focuses on making use of a variety of Vladof weapons with high fire rate and large magazine size. Vladof's a great manufacturer and gives us access to a number of weapons, all of which do really well with this build. There are a couple weapons you're going to have to mess around with your green tree a little bit to not have too much ammo consumption, so you can get like more effective use out of click. But honestly, this build does so much damage. Even if you're not getting great use out of click, everything's still gonna die. So starting off, you'll see the LATASHA here. This recently got buffed. This is a fully automatic Vladof sniper rifle, very strong for bossing. The phaser's actually doing really well right now too on Moze. This weapon has two modes. It's an AR and with shotgun underbarrel. Use a shotgun underbarrel. It's fully automatic. It hits really hard. Watch out for the splash, so make sure you're a little further back, but its pellets are really easy to hit, and they hit very hard. The Monarch, as always, just get this weapon in any element. Consecutive hits is your preferred anointment. With this build, it gets a max size of over 100, and it just rips through enemies. Backburner, another Vladof weapon that's very strong. With this build that has great ammo consumption, you'll never really run out of ammo in your backburner unless you're just going really crazy with it, but if you're hopping in and out of Ironberry, you should be fine, and it makes pretty good use of click. Other noteworthy weapons include the Miscreant. This weapon, your ammo consumption actually can't do that much for, because this weapon goes through pretty quick, but just look at really high damage on this weapon, this build. The Light Shell is a great weapon. You can shoot this almost forever if you kind of just watch your pace, or you can make pretty good use of the Monarch and get it to low mag, get click to proc. The Magnificent's not very strong, but I wanted to say that, so I had it in here. I tried it out in both taser mode and regular mode, and it's just very underwhelming. Lucian's Call has too much mag size for us, so we don't get any use out of click, and it's kind of cool, it's kind of strong, but the other weapons are just stronger, to be honest. Unless you're in a really dense mobbing situation, go ahead and try this out, but other weapons, you don't have to hit crits, and you hit twice as hard. This is just another phaser. Down here we have the Boomsticle. You saw this one in the video at the beginning, unanointed, and this thing still destroys. Tried out the Dictator. The Dictator was no good. The spread kind of hampers us, so even in mobbing situations, it's not doing too much, but it just really doesn't do that much damage compared to our other options. And an Ogre. Ogre's actually pretty nice right now. This one's unanointed too, and still did plenty of damage. So that's a cool one to check out. And then the rest are backburners. Okay, onto the shields, guys. So generally we're going to be using the Mr. Caffeine shield. It's got a low capacity, high recharge rate. Every time you kill something with Guardian rank, you'll get your shield to recharge back up. So you can keep it at capacity if you're killing stuff frequently enough. You'll see 50% reload speed and 15% fire rate while shield is full. The reload speed is great for weapons like Monarch, because that one you still will be reloading. And the fire rate's good for all our weapons, as it's gonna allow our magazine to go down lower, so we can make better use of the click. And then you'll see the shield also has when depleted, fire rate and reload speed are severely penalized. This is kind of cool in some situations. You kind of have to get a feel for how to make it work. But let's say you're bossing and you're using a Monarch. Once you start getting to low mag size, to low ammo, let your shield break and your fire rate's going to be severely penalized, and you'll be able to sit at low magazine for a moment until your shield regenerates, and you'll make pretty good use of the click for those last couple bullets. The other shield we like to carry around, and you'll see we were using this for the Model 1 true takedown, is a stopgap with the same anointment. Iron Barrier gains 25% shields and health. There's just some situations like Model 1 takedown, Slaughter Shaft. Actually, Slaughter Shaft you can use Mr. Caffeine Shield, but Model 1 takedown specifically, there's just too much coming at you all the time. Mr. Caffeine Shield's not going to cut it. You need something tankier. For your grenade, just use Cloning Maddening Tracker upon grenade throw. You're going to constantly be chucking grenades. This is where your sustain comes from in this build, and Cloning Maddening Tracker is the best because it'll split up the most times, allowing you to get the best use out of Vampire. For your artifact, go ahead and grab Probe Enough Vulnerable Knowledge. Max size fire rate is the best, at least for this build. As I was saying, you need as much fire rate as you can this build, so you don't generate too much ammo or you don't stay at too high of mag. And more mag size just so you can make more time out of your, better use out of your time rocking click when you get to low magazine. And then for your artifact, 90% of the time we're going to use Investing Green Monster. This allows your all your hits to do corrosive and splash damage, and you get 3 extra points in click. This thing shreds, especially on bossing. This is what I was using in 95% of the clips. And yeah, definitely pick one up and try it out. It makes all these high pellet, high fire rate weapons perform pretty nicely, especially when you can hold the mag down for a moment. Our other comm we have with us is a Minesweeper. There are a couple select weapons this will do better. For example, if you switch like the Lucian's Call, or if you're just switching to anything where you're not making great use out of click because your mag's just not getting low, let's say your ammo consumption is too high, consider using the Minesweeper. It'll perform pretty well. Here are the skills for Corpse Moze. I'm going to leave a picture up for a moment just so anyone who wants to pause the video and get the whole skill tree at once. Alright, in red tree we're not putting in any points. You could put 1 point in security bear if you want to move over from somewhere else. It does make Iron Bear and Auto Bear much tankier. Take 50% reduced damage while your shield is up in Iron Bear, so you will get a little more uptime in there. The rest of the skills offer gun damage or things that don't really match up with our build too well, and we already have an abundance of gun damage coming from other sources. Okay, we're going 5 out of 5 into Fire into Skagden for extra incendiary damage whenever we deal splash damage. 4 out of 5 into Grizzled to get into and out of Iron Bear faster when we need it. It's defensive, it's offensive, and it saves us ammo consumption when we need it. 3 out of 3 into Means of Destruction for grenade regeneration. That's where most of our healing comes from. And it lets us spam things like Monarch just a bit longer too. Torrid Cross for motion, 5 out of 5, extra splash damage, and with a lot of our weapons, the extra splash radius actually isn't that big a problem for us. It won't hit us too much. 1 out of 3 into Pull the Holy Pins, so our grenades can proc redistribution from the green tree. 1 out of 1 into Auto Bear. We get a lot of anointments that work with him, and he just sticks around and tanks some damage for us, so thank you. 5 out of 5 into Vampire. This is where our sustainment comes from. You're going to be chucking grenades most of the time. Keep that constant heal going on. 1 out of 1 into the last. When you're in really dense situations, you're going to have to start chucking your grenades before you get up. If not, you're just going to get knocked down the moment you get up. And then 1 out of 1 into Short Fuse. This skill just offers crazy amounts of damage. For skills on Iron Bear, I recommend Vanquisher Rocking Pods. I recommend Target Softening for the debuff, and Hammer Down Protocol for some extra AoE clear in dense situations. Your points in green tree are very flexible. If you're gonna move points around any tree, it's gonna be this one. You can move more points into blue if you want, or even some points into red. I probably wouldn't go too deep into red for this build. You can move them around green too and grab things like Specialist Spare or Russian Offensive, Scrappy, all pretty viable options. So for the actual points, it's gonna be 5 out of 5 in the Cloud of Lead, reduced ammo consumption, increased incendiary damage. 5 out of 5 in the match set because we're using all Vladof weapons. 3 out of 5 in the Scrappy for extra handling, weapon swap speed, weapon damage. Just a lot of great all-around skills. 1 out of 1 reach distribution. 3 out of 3 Stoke the Embers, increased incendiary damage. 5 out of 5 in the Scorching RPMs. We need as much fire rate as we can get with this build because we regenerate a lot of ammo. 5 out of 5 in the Iron Bank for increased mag size. 1 out of 1 in the Stump for the Roads, very helpful with Backburner and Iron Bear. 3 out of 3 in the Click for increased damage, just comes in big for gun damage. And then 1 out of 1 in the Forge for extra ammo regeneration. Here are the Mayhem Modifiers for Ursa Moze. You're able to use a number of them. Most of them won't really limit her, but here are some of my preferences and what I'm currently using. Here's some mobbing footage from the bridge in Model 1 True Takedown. We're able to use a number of the Vladof weapons to mob. Also in denser situations like this is where I'll usually throw on the stopgap. You really just can't get effective use of the Mr. Caffeine shield here, so you won't be getting much uptime. Iron Bear remains a really strong asset in this build, allowing you to trigger your Sun for the Road, reproc your shield anointment, get a little defense from the Auto Bear standing there, enemies will target him too. And on our back burner, we're currently using 160 splash after Iron Bear.
5 more missions and your contract's up! Then you're free to go!
You said that 5 missions ago.
No, I said 5 missions 3 missions ago, and 3 missions 5 missions ago. Get it straight, soldier. Besides, numbers don't matter. Wars matter. You want to win this war or what?
Or what sounds good?
I don't give 2 turds in a Verkuvian ham sandwich what sounds good to you, soldier. You signed a contract. If you want to keep that Iron Bear unit, it's 5 more missions. Besides, I need you out there with the greenies. You quit, they die.
Fine. 1 more mission. Where are we going?
Darzaron Bay.
Motherfucker, piece of me!
Alright, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, if you like the build, learn something new, go ahead and leave a like. We're trying to grow the channel right now. I'd appreciate that. I'm really excited for DLC 4, guys. Gonna have some awesome builds coming out for everyone. We'll also be updating all our old builds. Check us out. We're on Twitter, ChefBoyJP. Drop a sub too to see the new builds right as they come out. And if there's anything particular you'd like to see, or if you have any questions, please go ahead and drop a comment. All right, here's the skill tree for level 65 Moze. Everything I said for the level 60 skill tree pretty much still applies here. If you have any additional questions, please let me know in the comments.